Guys, today I want to talk about the power of vulnerability and why it is important to have this skill in your everyday life activities. And I feel that it is important to remain vulnerable in your everyday activities because you can open yourself up for new opportunities that would not be possible if you remained closed. So, such opportunities can be meeting new people, interacting with people, uh, I guess jobs, maybe, friends, knowledge, any opportunities that would not be possible if you were to remain closed and protective of yourself. And being vulnerable can be tricky because being so open can cause some people to be very hurt, especially sensitive people that don't know how to, I guess, take criticism or take some form of rejection or damaging the ego. So it's important to develop a strong, you know, thick skin, a strong heart, and not be deterred when someone hurts your feelings. So, with being vulnerable, new opportunities will arise, and it is your responsibility to take action and make the best out of whatever situation comes up. So, from the other video I talked about expressing what you have to say. It's important to express uh, what your mind tells you to say with no filters because that way no negative energy will build up and develop in your body because you're releasing it all on the spot. And if, however, you are not able to express or take action uh, to do or say something you wish to say, practice taking action or saying something out loud privately in your home or in your car because it's important to let it all out so it doesn't clog, rot, and grow into a bigger black hole that is harder to get rid of. Okay? So, also try to plan your vulnerability to align with people you wish to meet. So, for example, maybe you want to talk to a certain girl, but she is talking to someone else. So maybe you can make yourself vulnerable by, hanging around her, uh, being next to her, just like, hanging out, being vulnerable, but being in her sight. So when she's done talking to that person, maybe you can, casually walk closer to her and maybe comment on something like, you know, uh, how the weather is, something that's happening at an event, or maybe you want to compliment her or something. So you're making yourself vulnerable by staying in her kind of like her space, but you're not really pushing it too far to make you or her uncomfortable. Okay. Now, a closed person, you know, uh, if let's say a guy wants to talk to a girl, but he is not vulnerable. He wants to protect his ego. He doesn't want to be rejected. Then maybe if he sees a girl talking to another guy, maybe he's gonna think, oh, that's probably her boyfriend. I'm just gonna go, and he's just gonna walk away. So the opportunity to meet this girl is going to be gone because he's defensive, he's closed, he's not being vulnerable, and he chooses to walk away from an opportunity that could, arise into something beautiful, such as a, strong friendship, or a strong relationship, or just a strong, business partner. I don't know. So, or maybe for business, maybe you have a business and a client is interested in your business, but he doesn't really like something that you do with your business. So maybe you can make your business a little more vulnerable by, allowing him to speak his mind on how he or she wants, a certain product or service, and maybe you can, you know, make some changes to satisfy both people instead of saying, "Oh no, this is my business. This is how I want to do it." Blah 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 blah, and being kind of stubborn and not open to hearing other people's suggestions. Maybe you might lose on some opportunities to learn about, you know, certain clients and their needs and what they want, and So it's important to remain open in a business aspect as well. So these are just some examples of vulnerability with opportunities that you should take, and it can happen with anything. It can happen with your family, with your friends, at work. It can happen with people at school, your classmates, strangers, just whatever. Just make yourself vulnerable, but be prepared that if you do get hurt, if your ego gets hurt, or if you do feel rejected, not to take it personally, because you already developed a strong sense of thick skin and a strong sense of heart. So even if something bad happens, you won't be so affected by it. Okay, so just another example that happened to me today was that I was at work and I was going through some papers, at the secretary's desk. I was just going through some papers, and I noticed a cute girl walking up to grab something off the desk as well. So I took this opportunity because, she's a cute girl. I, want to interact with, beautiful people. So I kind of like, I knew where my paper was, but I was kind of like playing dumb and just like kind of put extra time into looking for my paper. And then she walked next to me, and then she said like a comment like, "Oh, I see my paper, like it's right there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. Here you go." And then she's like, "Oh, let me help you. Like I know that you don't have a lot of hands or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to drop my apple." It's just like we're just like talking and interacting, and that's because I played dumb and I tried uh, being vulnerable, making myself open to interact with a total stranger, but it ended up having, being a very positive, happy, rewarding interaction. Even though if, the intention was not to like get her number or whatever or flirt with her, it's just, opening yourself up to small opportunities that would not happen if you remained closed and defensive. So like if I was defensive, like let's say last year, if I was in that same situation, I would probably just get my paper and go and walk out before she even walks up to the desk. And that's me being closed, defensive, not vulnerable. Okay, so I'm just saying, being vulnerable is a good opportunity to open yourself up to new situations, open yourself up to new people, open yourself up to discover yourself. And when you do open yourself up to new situations and new people, it is very important to express what you feel and what actions you want to take, because if you don't take that action, or if you don't say what you want to say, then you're going to build up that emotion, that thought in your body, and it's going to turn into a dark energy, dark chakra, dark matter, something dark, and it's going to consume your body, and it's going to consume your emotions, and it's going to consume your life, and that is what depression is. So I highly suggest you practice just releasing it all out, and if you can't release it out, then to release it in private, in your car, at home, just wherever. Okay, so again, when you express yourself, you don't have to go overboard and express everything that is on your mind. You have to kind of learn how to develop social skills with strangers, with girls, with guys, with family members. It's like a skill, right? You're not just going to learn how to play the guitar in one day. It's a skill. Same with being social. It's a skill you need to learn. But don't try to go overboard and express everything you have to say. Like if I was in that situation with that girl and the papers and all that, then if I really wanted to express myself, then I would say, "Oh, you're so pretty, blah 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 blah. I like really like your hair and whatever." Like, but that was not my intention. My intention was to just interact with a female, a pretty female, and not make her feel like I'm trying to pursue her, or I'm trying to like get her number or whatever. Just a friendly conversation. That was my intention, and I didn't make go overboard. I didn't express too much. I didn't express too much of my thoughts, but I just let whatever I wanted to say come out. And you know, just keep it light and friendly. You don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, and they will remember you for your positive interaction. And then maybe later, as the relationship does grow, then you can be more, I guess, straightforward, more intimate, more blunt, or whatever, however personality and chemistry you guys have. All right. So that is all for today. I hope you guys practice being vulnerable, and I guys hope you guys practice expressing yourself and taking action with what you want instead of what the other person wants. And if you can't, then to just express it by yourself in a private setting. Okay? So I hope you guys have a good day and good luck. And remember that being social and overcoming depression is not that hard, as long as you take baby steps and you practice it every day. All right. See you later. Bye bye.